Hey everybody, this is David at Barnyard Bees. What we're doing today, I'm going to show you a mistake I made. Not really a mistake, but just early in the year you take chances when making queens when it comes to temperatures. And I just want to show you what will happen if you risk it too early and the timing's not just right. It's kind of an iffy situation. We're trying to make a lot of queens here, so we're constantly pushing the limits when it comes to temperature and such. So we're trying to get as many out as possible, and then when you have a cold snap come through and it dips down too cold, and it's not typical of that time of year, and it happens sometimes. It just happens. It got down to 30 degrees when we did some splits. And I'm going to show you an example of what will happen when you do that. Okay, here's the frame. Initially what we did, we had a frame, full drawed out frame with a lot of bees on it. Had a lot of cap brood. And then on the other side we put just an empty frame with a starter strip. Now, the hive that we pulled out was pretty packed, and you can tell just by looking at this frame that it is packed, because look at the drone cells. So it was packed out so much that they was in preparations of swarming. But it also had a lot of worker cell as well that I was relying on to hatch off. And it also had young larvae in there. They had plenty of resources to make a queen. So, but what happened, it got down to 30 degrees the same night, and was taking a chance because, you know, like I said, we're pushing the limits all the time. And here's what happens. See all these baby bees right here that are dead. They never did. All this brood right here is dead. It's all chill brood. None of this is going to hatch. So as they build up, of course, they will clean this out. So when we found that out, what I had to do is go back in. Let me show you this side here. It's the same thing. And I went into another hive, pulled out another frame, and what we was doing here was a walkaway split. So we did it again. And as you can see, we got baby bees hatching all over the place. Let's see if I can maybe you can see some of these on camera. They're just starting to come through the cells. So we're good on this brood here. It's all hatching out. A lot of baby bees. And I'm going to show you on this side. See the bees right there covering that cell. We got a good queen cell right there ready to go. So, and as you see, there's not a whole lot of bees in here. But the trick is, if you're going to do splits early, and that was mostly where our mistake was. One, it just got too cold. It got down to 30 degrees that night. And then two, we just didn't put enough bees in there. So the combination of those two, now I've done splits and it got down in the teens and it survived. But the only reason it did, because it had a lot of bees. But like I said, sometimes you're stretching the limits. You're trying to stretch your bees out as much as you can into different mating nukes. And sometimes you take a little bit of chance, and that's what happened. So just remember, when you do the splits, make sure your nighttime temperatures are 45, 50 degrees. And if you're not doing this commercially, let it warm up just a little bit more in 50 degree. But if you're going to do them in temperatures like that, make sure you got a lot of bees. Now what you can do, you can shake more bees in there from other hives that have frames of nurse bees. That means frames of where you find brood, cap brood, a lot of gray, dusty looking bees. Make sure the queen's not on there. Shake a couple extra frames in there, and it'll boost that population up. And then that way, if it does chill and get too cold that night, it won't hurt the brood. There'll be enough bees in there to cover it up. So that's the whole secret to kind of early queen making, is make sure you have enough bees in there, and make sure your nighttime temperatures are not too cold. And if they are too cold, make sure you got enough bees in there and that you shook them from other hives that had nurse bees on them. Remember, the nurse bees, they'll always be on the brood, and you can tell just by practice. You'll pull them up and you'll look, and there'll be a lot of dusty looking bees that are baby bees that's never been out of the hive. They have like a dusty, their colors faded out like it's not in yet, and that's what you want to put in there. So I wanted to point that out today and show you one of our mistakes. Not a mistake, but just pushing the limits too much, because we're trying to make a lot of queens, and people are just knocking our door down trying to get these queens. So we're just pushing the limits a little bit too much, and we pushed our luck a little bit too much, and that's what happens. So if I make a mistake, I'm going to show you, and I'm going to teach you that way. I'm not going to say, hey, I never make mistakes, because I do make mistakes, and I'll show you when I do, and then that way you'll learn from it. You'll know what to do, and be careful not make the mistake I just did. But that's about it for today. I just wanted to put that out. Hopefully that'll help the new beekeeper out, help anyone out that's trying to make these queens in your mating nukes, in your 5 frames, whatever you're doing. Just be careful and do it the right way, and make sure you got enough bees in there. And please spread these videos out. We're trying to get as many people educated about this. We need beekeepers. Guys, we need to spread these messages out and get it to people that'll give them an understanding of how to do this. Please share them on Facebook, YouTube, text, however you want to share them. And please click on the like button. And please subscribe. We have a lot of viewers that we would still like to get as subscribers, so please hit on that subscribe button. And thanks for watching Barnyard Bees.